Alrighty. Ladies and gentlemen, we're back for yet another stream. How are we doing today on this Saturday night? Got back home a little bit later, but it's fine. He's here, I am here. It's May 3rd for me, so early morning stream. Oh, let's go, man. Early morning. I'm gonna be joining you soon in like 40 minutes. Hope how you're doing, Zero, though. Hope your day went well. As you can see, we brought the battleship out because I don't know, sometimes you need something different. So today we're gonna be using this bad boy as we prepare to, I don't know, do some deving. Dude, honestly, I was kind of contemplating. Wait, what happened? Why is the stream? Okay, there we go. I was contemplating maybe even doing a JavaScript dev stream and making the new Cozy Cabin Games website, because I think we need to have that ready for the game at some point before it's released. But I also kind of don't want to do JavaScript. I think I'd rather just figure out how to get my engine to compile with mscript, and I know there's some doc stuff I need to do, but I just don't want to do it. So we'll live without it. It's fine. Apparently one of your friends fell into an old canal today. That sounds scary. Hopefully your friend's doing all right, man. That sounds really gnarly, actually. Honestly, it probably amongst one of my more primal fears. Ew, JavaScript. I know. Yeah, it's either we because I cannot work with TypeScript again. Hey Jocelyn, it's good to see you. Almost first. Zero's here. But you are second. Or we can say this, the first non-mod person in chat. How are you doing today, Jocelyn? Hopefully you're having a great Saturday evening, or potentially Monday morning, depending where you're at. Not Monday morning, when it's on a Sunday morning or whatever. Oh yeah, no, she's good. I'll be the second. But hopefully you're having a good day. Today we're gonna just getting the stream started and preparing to do some development work. I guess we can do this. We can do what we usually do, which is start with a little bit of playing of the game, a little quick session playing the game, see what needs to be done, and then just do it. I think that seems reasonable to me. Oh, I have compile errors. Yeah, I was doing a little bit of deving off stream, but then I kind of stopped midway because I was like, you know what? We should probably just stream it. Laying down, I'm dealing with my bad arthritis pain in my ankles. That's terrible to hear. I'm sorry to hear that. But hey, at least, hopefully you're winding down. Hopefully it dies down in terms of discomfort and... I don't know if you're one of the people who watch my streams to fall asleep, but hopefully this ambience can be a little relaxing. Or maybe this new IBM keyboard is going to be... I don't know, this keyboard is very divisive. Some people like it, some people hate it. I don't know. Either way, hopefully we can unwind from the day. Yeah, I was spending the whole day out with my mom, and she's It was a nice day being out and about, but you know, your parents get older, man. So she's kind of recovering from all the walking we did today upstairs. But she's happy. She got some vases and stuff, and you know, we got to go to some stores she wanted to go to, so it was well worth the the work. All right, we're gonna play the game. That's the idea, right? Come on, where's the game at? There we go. That's helping me with my pain. Let's go, Jocelyn. I'm glad to hear that. Not to do where I am, but I've almost fallen into a canal at least 100 times. Okay, what kind of canal are we talking about, dude? Let's talk. Let's start there. Like, what kind of canals are we dealing with here? Okay, I already have some thoughts playing this game. I have some thoughts. Yep. Collision. Ow. Let me turn down the music volume a little bit. It's a little too loud for my taste. Okay. So, something's gonna stick out to me. I want to have these coins be illuminated. I think it's cool that they're subject to the same lighting that we are, but I think I'd rather make them emissive, and I want them to emit their own light source, so as the player gets close to them, you can see the lights of the coins illuminate the player. I don't know how do we explain that in universe, but I don't really care. What's going on there? Why are they snapping? Wait, what's that? Is it based off position? Because as they change relative to the player, they start moving. That is weird. So that's business number one I have in mind. I also want to I think I'm going to change how we do collision for the player against these obstacles, so that the player can't be inside of them. That way we don't have weird situations where like the player gets trapped. And I think one stretch goal I want to do is I kind of want to have the player's hair be dynamic instead of static. I'm not sure how we're going to do that though. It's easier to do in a certain types of games, but in this one, the way we have things configured, it's going to be a little bit of an odd duckling to get working. But if we do get it working, I think it'd be super duper sick. So, I don't know, we might think about different ways of going about it. And then another thing I want to do is maybe change how we handle the background rendering, because right now the pixel sizes are very variable because you're not sizing them in any uniform way. So I think I might explore doing that. And then maybe we'll do design a new level today. This one's not done by any stretch of the imagination, but I want to start having distinctive levels that look different, so we can actually start testing. Oh, we need to fix the transition stuff too. Okay. Here we go. So let's start writing down our thoughts. And let me catch up real quick. What's going on, K9? Not to do arthritis sounds like hell. The big boat canal, Laker boats. Oh, well, OS I'm using? Yeah, there you go. Ubuntu. That's what I'm working with today. So we talked a lot. So that's gonna be the first one. What's the next thing I want to do? What's the next thing on the agenda I have in mind? This one I feel less confident about, but should be done. Okay, this one should be relatively easy. Make another level. Beautiful. Make coins emit light. Change BG element scaling. Make tiles. Have physics sliders. Make another level. There's something else I had in mind. I can't remember what it was, but it was something that was kind of important. If I can recall. And we're gonna have to do some stuff too. Like, I think we have to do some refactors to how we do lighting. That's the thing I was encountering before we started streaming today. Oh yeah, the basically particle effects polish stuff for the player. That's something I want to do. That is a thing I would like to do. What else is there on my mind? Gosh, I could have sworn there was something else I wanted to do. There's the hair thing. That's not that important though. That was not that important. There's always UI stuff to do. That's more like assets though. I think we already have that in one of our to-dos somewhere around here. I think I'm gonna do assets off stream. Oh yeah, we have to get rid of the break category. That's another refactor thing we have to do. Yeah, I can't think of anything else though. I think we might just tackle this. There's a canal that has no face, a fence within the walking distance from me. Ooh, that sounds sketchy. The one's not active though. Okay, at least you have that going on. Still sounds super sketch. Still sounds super sketch, but that's not that bad. Could always be worse. Anything else we need to do here? I want to add, okay, there's some other things we want to do. We're gonna add the spiky dudes back in the game. Oh yeah, there's another thing I want to do. Add line light to laser beams. Basically, we have this whole custom light that's like, you know how you have lights that are point lights where they emit light equally from all directions from a single point? So I implemented something like that, except it's a line. So you define the start, end point, a start point and an end point, and the line between those two emits light. It's not something in Unity. That's part of our custom light source, and that's something we can do pretty trivially with our custom lighting component, but I need to remember how to use it again. So part of this whole light emission thing is going to be add set functions for cozy light component. This is not like, we don't have to necessarily do this, but I think it's going to make our dev kit even more robust, so we have to do it anyways. No, active right next to the rundown factory and a train line. Oh, interesting. That's pretty gnarly. There's a place around here. Actually, there's a few places, not even like in the Midwest, that have these big quarries that are just these huge holes in the ground. And some of them are kind of and not difficult to get into. It's pretty crazy. Core is always wild to me because it really messes with your perception of space and size and scale. I imagine if you went to the Grand Canyon, it'll be that same thing times a billion, but I have yet to go to the Grand Canyon, so that's the closest equivalent. That's a poor man's Grand Canyon. Alright, so we're gonna go back here. Let's turn up. So doing first point 1, making this be emit light. We have this whole pickups object, and we have this assign function that initializes this. And this is what we're doing initially, where we add a light source if none exists currently. And now I want to set different other properties on it, like it's lights and whatever. However, I do things in a very odd way, where I have all the data packed into like vector 4s essentially, and what those components represent change based off the type of light you're using. So if it's a point light, it's going to be looking for, it's going to treat the 4 values as different things compared to if it was a line light or something. And I've kind of forgot what they do, so I have to go to the editor component to understand how each one is treated, to then implement some functions that do the things we need to do. So yeah, that should be pretty simple. It's probably gonna end up as a function that's like set point and then radius. Probably gonna be the same for a bunch of them. I imagine they're gonna be the same. So we're gonna go here, and within point light, radius is going to be set to data.x. Do I not set this somewhere? I feel like I have some kind of blueprint of what data is stored in what, but I don't recall. Either way. Dot x equals radius. I've swam in a quarry before. That sounds gnarly, man. I could not. That would freak me out. We're gonna close a bunch of tabs right now because we don't need a lot of these. This is from our previous crazy refactor from the past night. Oh, I know what I want to do. That's the other thing that came to mind for our to-do. I want make drill animated. And a sub part of that is make simple animation shader. It should be something very simple, but it's something that doesn't exist right now, so we just got to do it. Here's our code editor. We're going to continue closing stuff. I might just reference the documentation I have within our light model. I believe it should be pretty reliable if I did not lie to myself. I believe we have something here that represents, okay, different enum for, or defines for the different point types. I think HLSL may actually have. I think HLSL may actually have something for enums, but I just never learned it. Cool, you're there, nice. How are you today? I'm doing pretty good, Erdna. Hopefully you're doing well this Saturday evening or morning. Hopefully you're doing well. Today we're just logging in, doing some development, see if we can get some more done and take a step closer towards peak. Hey, here we go. And we actually document the data. Beautiful. Oh yeah, this is an idea we didn't implement yet, but these should be correct. So X is radius for point, X is radius for line as well, and X, Y, Z, W is the end position. Makes sense, okay. Cone is, X is the dot product threshold, and then Y is the distance for the cone light. Gotcha. Okay, I remember implementing this. Oh, this makes things pretty straightforward, actually. Even though the implementation's gonna be the same underlying thing, I think I'm gonna still have discrete functions for each in case I ever do change it. I don't know. Or just to give myself the guarantee that, like, I know there's no ambiguity in terms of what I'm setting. We could make properties, but I'd just rather do this. I should really specify this. I believe it's world space, but I can't remember. It might be object space. I have to remember how I implemented this. Oh yeah, well right now, yeah, this is C# right now. We're doing some C# stuff right now. And then maybe a little bit of shader HLSL things. Any tips for getting started with coding? Just get started, man. Google, Kagi, go on YouTube, and have a goal. If you want to make a game, then just try tackling it, dude. Come up with an idea for a game. Figure out what kind of tools you want to use, what kind of engines, and then start finding tutorials for it. But here's the thing, right? Don't do tutorials just for the sake of doing tutorials. Do tutorials while trying to achieve your goal. I think that's a very helpful way to avoid like tutorial hell, which a lot of people kind of fall into. Maybe it's survivor bias, but that's the way I did it. And then the consequence too is that like it feels funner because it's everything you're doing is towards making something you want to have happen. Be real, like a vision you have. Even if you fail to achieve it, it's still, there's something just super fun about approaching, even like making 1% of an idea you have come to life. When you do if you only do tutorials, then it's not quite as fun. But if you do tutorials or look at them in the context of like, how can I make this, how can I use this to make my vision come true, then it's like a very different thing. Yeah, we have a position property on this. Interesting. Cool. Hey, thank you, man. I'm glad you dig it. Glad you dig the monitor. Your up and down arrow keys are remapped to what keys? Oh yeah, I use Vim. That's what I'm using. So if you notice, like, if you open up Notepad, you just, like, no matter what key you press on here, like, all your inputs are going to be adding data to your Notepad file. There's no modes or anything. It's just in one mode, which is just inputting data into your document. Vim is different. Vim is a thing where you're operating in 3 different primary modes. One is command mode, or normal mode, which is what you see here. I'm able to use the keys to navigate and do stuff. Another mode is called visual mode, which allows you to select things like this. And the final one is insertion mode, which is kind of like the Notepad thing, where it's just every key press is inputting data. The magic of Vim. I love it. Some people hate it. I think it's absolutely peak. This is a super simplified explanation, but that's the idea. I should really make regions for some of this stuff. I don't really use regions very often, but in this case, honestly, I don't want to use regions because I don't want to collapse code. I don't like folding my code at all, but I do want to have a way to visually be like, oh, this is where the start of the point light functions begin. Oh, this is where the line functions begin, and so on and so forth. It's not centered, but whatever. I just need something very visually distinctive. Also, 1 second, the Discord's kind of popping right now. Let me mute real quick. What's going on here? Hey, someone's driving. That's pretty sick. What is that? Need for Speed or something? Gran Turismo? I don't know. I don't know. That's alright. Do you know a better free program than GraphicsGale to make my own sprite and image by image sprite? I mean, Sprite has a free version called Libra Sprite that's open source. That's the only thing that comes to mind. I know there's probably other stuff, but that's the only thing I know about. And then any just general purpose image editing, I like using Krita. It's not specifically for pixel art, but it has a good robust set of tools. It actually has some stuff that I like from Sprite, like the tile mode that lets you have the image wrap around so you can like draw textures in a very easy way. I still need to try out the whatchamacallit, the animation stuff, but I hear it's good, and I've seen people do some cool stuff with it. Yeah, Krita is not spelled that way though. It's this application. Krita, and it should have a picture of a cyborg anime bear on startup. So that's what you should have. That's how you know you got the right thing. Just lurking, Boofy. We sporting mask or no mask today? No mask today. I actually wanted to breathe and speak properly, and I feel like the mask really alters the voice a bit. So No mask. I am wearing sunglasses though, because all the lights to make the green screen happen is just very blinding, and I want to go to sleep today, so we do this. But that's alright. Shocked, I know it's crazy. I know. Scandalous even. Very scandalous. But what can I say? Sometimes we commit to the bit, other times I just want to be a cozy boy. I want y'all to be cozy, but I also want to be cozy too. I feel so like for the getter functions, I think I should just actually make them be just properties. Like instead of doing this, just do light data dot x. Just call it a day. And then allow the setting to be an explicit function. I'm impressed he kept it up for as long as he did. It'll probably come back as well. Well, I don't know. I want to use the mask. Like, I can deal with discomfort, but I think the voice is kind of important. And, yeah, the mask really just messes with it. So I don't feel very content with it. But if I can figure something out, like cut a hole in it or, I don't know, do some crazy DIY thing, I'm down. Yeah, I could deal with discomfort. I don't want to affect quality. That's the thing that concerns me. Tell us about Unity and do free course to boost your channel. I don't know, man. I mean, what do you want to know about Unity? Let's start there. And as far as courses are concerned, I think there's a lot of stuff on YouTube already. I don't think I can really provide that much more value. Unless, like, people prefer how I explain things versus, like, you know, the millions of people who like the way Brackeys explain stuff. I don't know. If I do, it'd be kind of like, I don't know. Maybe I'll do what I did before, where we had a stream where I just showed people how to implement their own lighting pipeline or lighting model in Unity using shaders. Maybe I'll do that again or something. I'm down to do some educational content. The thing I always struggle with is I'm not sure what I can offer that hasn't been done better than what I can do. Or at least something that's not going to be redundant, right? I think that's my chief concern, is redundancy. But I don't know. Or maybe I can do like a breakdown of the code for my game. I think I'm leaning more and more towards just open sourcing the code for this game. So like you purchase the game and it just comes with the source code bundled. That's not my idea. A coworker or a friend of mine had mentioned that, and I was like, oh, that's a sick idea. Maybe I'll just open source everything, and then once the game is released, we can have a day or a stream or something where I walk through the code so people can kind of understand it. I don't know. Yeah, so like you have the game, but then you also have the source code for the game, and then like there'll be a YouTube video on the channel of me doing like a walkthrough through the code base so you can understand how everything actually works. And then like maybe I'll give it without the assets, because I don't want to have like, I don't want to enable just like the thing I fear is just enabling like really low effort asset flips. Like someone takes this game, uses the project, and then creates another one and then sells it for whatever. But I think for educational purposes, I can provide all the code and scripts, none of the assets. So you can just purely see the structure of the game, how it's put together, and then if you want to try utilizing it for your own project, you have it there. You can either yoink it and use it yourself, or use it as a basis for something, or just go from there. I don't know, it's something I'm contemplating. I used to use graphic scale and paint, and I know I'm a noob, but I'm excited to go try Krita. Yeah, Krita is fantastic. I love using Krita. I'd love to make like a, maybe I'll do like make a separate channel for stuff. So like this would be my programming channel, and then I'd have a channel for music production and a channel for art and stuff. So Cozy Cabin art, Cozy Cabin music, and something like that. What was I doing? But yeah, it's a fantastic application. I like it so much. I paid for Clip Paint and I used it for a bunch of years, but just doing stuff in this feels pretty good. And then they have this tile option mode, which is just on the UI, which blew my mind. And it's something I really wanted Clip Paint to have, and it doesn't have an easy, simple way to do it. So if you want to paint your own textures, you can just do that, and it just works. I have to find it though, because I'm in a really dumb. I'm on this monitor, the tiny monitor. So some UI doesn't appear on here that appears elsewhere. But there's a button you can click and it enables this tiled mode that you have in Sprite. And then everything wraps around seamlessly. And it's beautiful. Splendid even. But I don't have, I think the screen crops it off right now. So, yeah, sadly it's not on here. But it's on the top bar. It's just probably off to the side. Splendid application. My love. Yeah, it's kind of cool. Unix like just go. If it's working, got read X to interest. Oh, what's going on? Let's go, Kate. You're killing it. Get back to the engine eventually. Yeah, I really want to go back to. I want to work on the engine so bad. I have so many cool technical ideas I want to implement, but oh well. Night, everyone. You have a good one, Kate. You want to know before I pop out? Glad to hear. Hey, what's going on, Venerable? Yeah, no, imagine my surprise when I get a message that reads, name fell into a canal. Yeah, that would be crazy. You can still do pixel art with Krita, right? Yeah, you can do it. You can do pixel art with any application. Every application, okay, asterisk, every raster-based application. Heck, you can probably do it with do it with a vector application as well. It's just gonna be much more painful compared to a raster-based application. But yeah, you can do pixel art with Clip Paint. You can do it with Photoshop. You can. I bet you can do it with Revel or with Revel, however you pronounce it. It's just how much pain do you want to deal with? Set radius, yep. Set line endpoint. Set line start point. Yep. Do we have a swizzle operator? Please tell me I do. It's XY. YZW, XYZ, yeah. YZW. I do have that swizzle operator. Oh my goodness, my foresight astounds me. But yeah, I don't know, I'm thinking more and more about like, because really the games are going to be just there for if people want to support the stuff I do. Then like, or else I want people to enjoy the games too, right? But the fact that I don't have the same commercial incentives that a lot of other people have kind of opens some possibilities for me. On the one hand, I feel weird having this like dev kit and other stuff that I put a lot of work into be just accessible to everyone. At the same time, like, is that not the point? Like, why not have something that's easily accessible and helpful to people? And it's not like everyone's gonna, like, I don't think most people want to use it anyways, because it's easier just to write your own thing. But if there's a way to like better understand some general programming principles and have a project that actually applies it, then that would be super helpful, I think. So I'm still debating it. I'm also thinking about making my dev kit actually open source, so like people can actually see the things there and be able to use it in their Unity projects and then submit tickets and whatever. But I think I want to release some games first using it, so it's like battle tested and more mature, so that it's more reliable for people to actually use. But I don't know. I hate that I can parse that perfectly. Parse what exactly? Sometimes I get that first version was easier for my brain. Releases haven't said haggle. What's haggle? Also, one second, guys. I need to get some water. I feel your boy feels a little thirsty, a little parched. So we gotta hydrate real quick. I'll be real quick. One sec. Oh man, I needed that water. I needed that. Okay, what's going on? Really said haggle, have a good life. Haggle. What are you talking about? That's a cool thing to say. What do you say? What are you guys saying? Hag and Kate. Oh, is that what you're talking about? I can't parse that. I don't know what you meant. Oh, have a good night. I get it now. Okay. The brain. The brain. It adapts. It overcomes. All right. So yeah, just exposing this stuff. Also, like, I feel like if I expose this code, you're gonna see how terrible of a programmer. Like, you're gonna see jank, and it's gonna be like, oh, yep, this is how you live, and I'm just have to be like, yep, that this is how I live. All right, leave you alone. Okay, so we have point light properties, and I think there's general properties too, like light. Like, I think everything else should be straightforward as far as color is concerned. So now I can go back to this script we're originally modifying which I believe was, oh, pickups. That's what we're modifying before. Yup. And we can set things like set. I'm sorry, it did, what's going on here? Oh, do I have to do... Ah, okay. Radius, let's make it like 2. Is that like the only there's just radius and then everything else is fine? Oh, I guess because light data dot position can be modified, and then what are you? Are you world space position? I didn't document you. Also, it's a non-serialized property. What does that mean? Why did I do this way? Oh, is it because it's set every single frame? That might be the reason. Let's see. Shift F12. Yeah, okay, on update it's set every single position. So we don't actually have to, and it's world space, so let's actually do some documentation to make our lives a little bit more consistent. Serialized because the cozy light manually sets this every beautiful. So we don't have to do this. We don't have to do this. We do have to set the color though. And that can be set to be like, I don't know. We can do a hard-coded color constant. I think that might be the way we go. How do you do yellow? Also, you have to give a hint to the editor that this is a color value. Okay. Do you let me actually pick this outrider? Or are you just rendering it? You're just rendering it. Okay, what's... So, what if we do 0 blue? Ah, that looks like a yellow to me. Indubitably. Red and green produce yellow. Very nice. It's effectively a const because I don't want to have to... You can't just make it a constant. But that's like the second closest thing. And then... intensity. It's going to be equal to... one second. What's going on here? I used to be dehydrated like you, but then I took an arrow to the knee. Wouldn't that make you more dehydrated? Unless that arrow was filled with water or something. What will the name of the game be? I actually don't know yet. We're calling it Radial Rush, but the name doesn't make sense anymore because it's no longer a 3D game. So I don't know what we're gonna do. That's what I say when we were lifting heavy at the gym. He's working on the light stuff, I believe. Yeah, that's what we're doing. Yeah, that's what we're doing, Venerable. Some light stuff right now. So, you're good, you're good. I gotta say, though, it was funny, gosh, dude, I remember I still have the Game Informer magazine that announced, like, Skyrim. It was like a feature on Skyrim. Who'd have thought that Skyrim would be like the biggest like RPG for the next for the next decade? Who'd have thunk it? I actually have a stack of Game Informer magazines that covered like a couple years. I think some of my middle school through high school years. Pretty nuts, honestly. Coin light intensity. Let's do 2. Okay, this looks good to me so far. And then return to pool. I think this should be fine. Okay, let's see how this looks. I was playing a little bit of Dragon Quest before stream today. And I know like we streamed that game earlier this morning, but I didn't realize how much olden language that game uses all over the place. It's kind of hilarious, honestly. Invalid operation. Oh, someone's unhappy. No point lights are registered to this point light. Interesting. Set active to. Register light. So what happens? So we go through here. We set this. Oh, so we're exhausting our maximum size. That's what's happening. I see now. So if we go to here, we have our light and light buffer size. We have a size of 32, so I'm assuming this is too little for what we're trying to do. So we have options here. We can set a severity thing where instead of throwing, we just return a fail condition, return like -1 or something. And then because you're not going to actually have that many on screen at any given moment. But it's just that for the initial creation, this is what happens. Cool. Probably should do that on draw gizmos as well, shouldn't we? Or actually no, because it doesn't have to be registered. This is just the information. We're actually going to the registry. Yeah, so this should actually all be fine. Let's try this out again. It's morning for you now. Yeah, it is morning for me. Thank you. Yeah, the AM has just happened. Yeah, we have the clock here, so it was funny while editing. While I was editing the shorts for the channel, I couldn't change the option, like the clip orders, because you can tell when things go back in time or forward in time. So I'm like, okay, I can't reorder things. I can, but it's just that the continuity is gonna be it's gonna be broken. The people will know. Okay, weird stuff is happening. Weird stuff is happening. So the coins are actually being lit. I think it's the fact that it's at 0 that's causing this odd behavior. I don't know why the lighting on the... Oh, you can see... Look at that. Look at the coins. That's pretty cool. I think I'm gonna make their intensity less intense. There's still something weird going on here, though. Don't return have to be 0. No, it doesn't have to be 0. You'll see that a lot in like C stuff, where like if you want to indicate that something's gone wrong, you can return a -1 instead. Because like index values can never go below 0, right? The only valid value ranges for index into arrays are 0 and then up to length. So usually you can use negative values as an indicator that it failed, and you can determine if that's acceptable or not acceptable. In this case, I'm treating it as like not acceptable. It's kind of like options almost, except it only works for single value types. Optionals are cool because they apply to every type of thing. You also learn to use set. What's CET? So little time. Central European time. Oh my goodness. Dragon Quest Dragon Warrior being so much memory. It's awesome. Yeah, that was fun, dude. I enjoyed playing Dragon Warrior this morning. We may do it again. We're maxing our maximum size. 'Tis what she saideth. I was going back to my book, which I'm currently obsessed with. Man, I want to read again. I used to be so into reading, and then I just kind of stopped. I kind of hate editing shorts, because like when you publish it, when I publish onto YouTube and Instagram, there's this thing where it's like you just want to keep checking the app to see if there's new notifications. But you just don't you don't like exit when you see there's no notifications. You do a little bit of scrolling, and then it just eats up time. I hate it. I don't want to do that. I don't know. I'm not sure what we're gonna do. Pardon me. Okay. So I think one of the things I wanted to do is we're gonna modify pickups, and then we're gonna apply some kind of offset, I think, every single frame. Do you have an update function on you? Yeah, we do. This is for positioning. What is this self-culling thing? I don't know what that is, actually. Position. What are we gonna do? Plus equals. There's also the consideration of, is this gonna happen? Well, we don't have to make this be set by transforms. I think the cool thing about our light is that it's not tied explicitly to their transform. So we can have a thing where what? Okay. We can have some setting here to indicate if we want to have automatic position update or manual. And this will be often set to true. Otherwise, there's still a weird thing where you have to synchronize timing to update the data to the GPU. So we gotta, like, I don't know, we have to think about something. Maybe I'll do this on late update. Cozy, I'm gonna have to give you notifications just for you saying that. No, don't do that. Don't do that. That's gonna be terrible. That's gonna be. Don't feed into that problem. I need to, like, put my phone in the fair and. What was it? That Pharaoh. I forgot the name, but it's like some kind of case that blocks out electromagnetic radiation, so you can't, like, transmit data through it. I think it's called a Pharaoh cage or something. And just not check it. It's a problem. Cozy, I keep thinking of you and reading this book. I think you'd really appreciate it. It takes a certain amount of CS know-how to really get tickled by its peculiarities. Interesting. What book is it? Out of curiosity. Have a clock app? It does. Oh, TikTok. I got you. Faraday cage. Thank you. You got me. Yeah, that's exactly. Faraday cage. Yeah, I was thinking of ferrofluid, but no, Faraday cage is the correct thing. But yeah, I feel like I need to. I was so good. I was like so. I don't know. We're gonna figure something out. What am I doing again? Right, pickups. And on pickup, That's on when something's picked up. No. We're gonna go to assign. And I'm gonna do some kind of position offset. Honestly, this can be something that's just marked once. It's gonna be like, I don't know. It's gonna be 0 on the X component, 0 on the Y component. On the Z component, it's gonna be negative because it's going towards us. It'll be like negative 0.5 F. And now on update, we can just say light data. We're going to do position equals transform dot position plus light offset. Now the only problem is that it's not going to run in editor, but we're not even having these things in editor. This is all procedurally generated, so that's actually not an issue for us. Beautiful. And we should probably do a null check, because it may not be initialized. It should be, but it may not be. We're going to do the implicit Boolean cast, because it's like negligibly like it really doesn't matter, but apparently it's like very slightly faster than direct null check, but it doesn't matter at all. And I think that should be enough. I also want to lower intensity. That's the other thing. If I can find, there we go. We're gonna make intensity be like 1. How do we set the radius to? We set it to 2, I believe. If I'm not mistaken. Yeah, we mainly set it to 2. Let's make it 3. That's party, dude. I mean, we're paying the cost for calculating this for every pixel anyways, so why not make it 3, dude? Come on, dog. Make this bad boy 3. Or no, the radius. Stop compiling. Dude, when I want you to compile, you don't compile, and then when you do compile, it's when I don't want you to. It's such a toxic relationship we have. Why you gotta be this way to me, man? The famous Boolean. We love the Boolean. Any advice or books you have for someone first starting coding backend? Backend. Here's like let's be fully transparent. I'm not really a web dev. Like I can do some web dev things, and I've done some dev things before, but it's very different than someone trying to be like fully professional in that, right? So I don't really have good reliable resources. I have general resources for software engineering. So like there's a general common stuff you've probably seen before, like principles of reusable object-oriented programming and clean code and whatnot. Not necessarily the best books, but like it's things you have to know, right? Let me rephrase that. It's not that it's not good books, right? It's that the knowledge or the idea that's posited by them should not be a dogma that you adopt without any consideration, right? But I think it's important to know it because it really shapes a lot of the principles and practices done in most companies and most software organizations, and you're gonna have to know these things to a certain degree anyways. Even if you decide to refute it or just abandon it, you can at least have an informed reason why you do in those cases. There's a book called The Pragmatic Programmer. I haven't talked about that one yet, but here's let me pull it up real quick. Where's grab it from my library? All right, here's your book club. The books I've mentioned. Let me move it out of the way. So the first one I mentioned is this book, Design Patterns. Let's see if I can get it lit. Design Patterns, Elements of Reusable Object-Oriented Software. Good general things to know. The next one is The Pragmatic Programmer. I think there's more things here that might be applicable for back-end stuff. Again, just some general ideas and principles that I think are helpful. Maybe for security reasons, you might want to look into some computer security ones. This book I found to be pretty interesting in that regard. So this one I'm not going to I don't think it's very highly pressing that you get this at all. Or maybe you should even get it at all. But I think if you want to get more into the weeds about some security ideas, this book really covers some things. And then let me see if I can find the other one. Here we go. One second. And then lastly, we have Clean Architecture. Robert C. Martin. Again, there's things in there that I don't fully wholeheartedly agree with, but I think a lot of the industry is going to be using these ideas. So you should know it. Pretty important to know it, I think. Beyond that, I think you'll find information on blog posts or something. I don't know. There's a lot of other ideas specific for backend that's going to be important to know as far as how you approach architecture. A lot of architecture stuff I talk about is usually within the context of just the application itself. Maybe between boundaries between front end and back end, but there's way more things going on in the back end world that, have kind of spun out. Stuff like monoliths versus running microservices and all that jazz. The trade-offs, the way of dealing with it. That's additional stuff you have to cover. And then, I don't know, even with those books, there's things that are not covered whatsoever that is very much applicable. Like the whole model view, the model view controller setup or model view models. That's important to know. Appreciate you. Of course, man. God bless you as well, man. I dropped that book recommendation above, and I'm loath to retype it as I multitask. Oh yeah, let me search it up. Let me pull it up real quick. Let me see what it is. A Diamond Age, or a young lady's it's just illustrated. I don't know why I was reading it something else. Illustrated Primer by Neil Stephenson. I'm rereading it. I'm still so engrossed. Let's see this. Diamond Age. Let's clarify the author. Okay. What do you have? What is this about? It's a science fiction novel by... Okay, yeah. It has some... It is to some extent a Okay, I need to zoom in. I can't read this. Okay, here we go. Bildungsroman, or coming-of-age story, focused on a young girl named Nell, set in a future world in which nanotechnology affects all aspects of life. The novel deals with themes of education, social class, ethnicity, and the nature of artificial intelligence. The Diamond Age was first published in 1995 by Bantam Books as a Bantam Spectra hardcover edition. In 1996, it won both the Hugo and Lucas Awards and was shortlisted for the Nebula and other awards. The Diamond Age depicts a 22nd century world revolutionized by advances in nanotechnology, much as Eric Drexler envisioned in his 1986 nonfiction book, Engines of Creation. An interesting nonfiction book, Engines of Creation. That sounds interesting. Molecular nanotechnology is omnipresent in the novel's world, generally in the form of matter compilers. Ooh, what? Wait, what? Molecular nanotechnology is omnipresent in the novel's world, generally in the form of matter compilers and their products. That's just a gnarly idea. Like, we just think about compilers just for code, but I mean, think about it. Are not 3D printers matter compilers? That's gnarly though. Okay, this has definitely piqued my interest. It's in line with the books I was reading last time. I was super into some science fiction books in this kind of similar vein. Like Fahrenheit, what was it, 451? I don't know. That one. Brave New World. The Machine. Or I believe it's called The Machine Stops. This one, it feels super relevant in my mind for like the AI stuff. So much so that I even contemplated just having a day where I stream reading the book. It's really short books. It's a really short book. It's like 50 pages, I think. But yeah, it's crazy. The people in the 1900s writers were super crazy at their craft, dude. Or heck, like if you read the beginning of Brave New World, it has very specific knowledge and information about biology. And it's like whatever nowadays because we have Google at our disposal. But if you think about the time when it was written, back in the early 1900s, that's kind of gnarly because you don't have that knowledge accessible to you. And it's not like you can go to a library and get a book with that information either. So the author had to be like, he has to have known individual contacts within these fields and like research it himself to understand and talk about it and write about it in any intelligent form. It's crazy how they had access to that breadth of knowledge back then. And like, I don't know, it's crazy. And now that we have the abundance of access to this technology, it's different. We don't have that same, it's not as impressive nowadays. And even then, I wouldn't be surprised if most writers don't even bother to go that deep. But yeah, that's something to stick out to me. I'm gonna add this to my my reading list though, for sure. Thank you, Syndicate. I'm gonna give it a read and I'll let you know. Just want to say I appreciate these streams, even if the coding goes way over my head. The vibes and ambience gel on my wavelength though, and it's kept me coming back. Keep up the great work, Cozy. Thank you, XM. I appreciate it. I'm sorry if I'm extorting your name. It's Major Shake. That's what I'm reading it as. Thank you, Major Shake. I really appreciate it, and thank you. Yeah, we'll keep doing this. What kind of deep dive did I just stumble upon here? We're having a little minor side quest into books. I was doing some coding here, but I don't know. I need to get back into... I'm thinking about the next project, and I want to do a game that's more narrative focused. So I've been thinking more critically about different ideas that I think are important for me to discuss, that I want to explore, and themes. And part of that comes in the form of reading books from other artists and authors. More control for me and kids and what we're using, just like. Oh, a new channel idea? Books. And now it's time for Read Aloud with Cabin Guy. Hey, that's gonna be the next channel, Cozy Cabin Books or something. I think that'd be fun. Was the originator of the metaverse and had to release a statement to distancing himself from whatever Zuckerberg. Really? That is crazy. I hate big tech, dude. I hate how dependent we are. We're gonna. So I know we joke about a manifesto, or like manifestos, right? But I've been legitimately kind of piecemeal writing an essay. I'm not sure if it's gonna be a public thing, but I think I just something for myself to organize my thoughts about things that are relevant. But I don't know. I'm also not. I don't want this. This is supposed to be a dude just programming. That's all I'm meant to be with this channel. I don't know. When I do the knee site, maybe I'll have a section for my thoughts on things, but I think the only thing that's really important is the work we're doing and the vibes, man. The atmosphere, the relax. This is supposed to be an escape from these things, and I don't want to break that boundary, right? People come here to chill, and I think we want, even me, this is my escape as well. So I don't want to encroach in that with, the very things they're trying to escape, right? Okay, I think this should be good though. Like I'm pretty sure I coded all the stuff there, so let's just run it and see how it looks. Of course, major shake. Hopefully you ever go to a man. Hey, it's Terrell. What's going on, man? Love the community coming from gangs. My mind warped by just never being controlling bodies. Let me focus. It's a very because I'm kind of from a different perspective. It's no secret. Like, I'm a Christian. That's a very important part of me, and at least for me, I always found it very interesting that like for me, I believe there's a creator, right? That goes without saying. And it's kind of cool. Like this idea of like, whatchamacallit? What was it called? There's a specific name for this. It was called, intelligent design, right? Where like people argue, okay, if you look at the creation of, like if you look at a computer program, right, there's such specific order to it that implies that there had to be some kind of intelligent design behind it, right? And if you look at like stuff like DNA and stuff like that, you see that, right? So for me, with programming, it almost feels like, all right, like I'm engaging in this act of creation to a far lesser degree, right? And it's cool to think about all the things that go in, even to this very specific slice of reality, right? And even within this little subset, there's so much difficulties in writing a program or even a game, right? So much difficulty there, and so much information that you have to parse with. And for me, it kind of gives me a greater appreciation because, like, all right, this is hard, and there's so much to factor in. Now, what if you extrapolated that out to reality? If you go to biology, that's like a crazy set of even crazier set of possibilities, right? And it's like these sets it's like you're going up into supersets of your current set. So for me, it kind of creates this like appreciation, and also just marvel at like how much has to happen just for reality to exist as it is. Even at the quantum level, right? With atoms. Like, it's crazy how much goes into a single atom, man. But yeah, it's like, it's crazy, the level of nested complexities. So this isn't working. Speaking of like difficulties wrangling, this is not working, and I thought I did it right, but it's not working. And we had this update. Did I not change this to late update? Is that why it's not? Maybe there's an order of operations thing, so they're both in the update method, and there's no guarantee they're gonna update in the order I want them to. Yeah, I'm hoping that was the issue. Thank you all. Of course, man. Yeah, all the glory to God, man. Indirectly, Adam. Adam. Yeah, Adam. Yeah, amen, man. But yeah, it's crazy. I used to love chemistry too, because it's like I said, it orders of complexity, right? And it's crazy how, like, because when you learn about atoms, it's a very, they teach you the Bohr model, right? And it's a very simplified way of looking at the different electron orbits and shells. And you're like, all right, that's simple. Simple orbits, simple sets of numbers per orbit, whatever, man. But then you start looking at like the actual shells and their shapes, and the fact that they're not deterministic, or they're not deterministic in the way you'd think either, that they're instead more like shells that are functions of probability of where these things are most likely to appear. And I was like, oh, that's wild. And that's a crazy geometry that happens here. And that's like for a single atom, right? But then we start adding a second atom to things, then you start dealing with chemistry. And you start to deal with all these different considerations, right? You know, ionic bonds versus covalent bonds, the difference in like electrons and how they're shared. And then even the geometry for structures changes how things can bond with each other. Because like there's actual, it's not just, oh, things snap together, but then they're oriented arbitrarily in space. It's like, no, you know, two hydrogen atoms and an oxygen atom are gonna form this specific angle, right? Some atoms are gonna, the same set of atoms might form in different ways where they have different chirality. So there's no way to orient it so they're the same, but rather it would require like a mirror flip in reality to achieve the same orientation. Like it's it just keeps growing and growing. I notice like how like as soon as you add the other atom, then things get crazy, right? And then what happens when you start having compounds? And then superstructures, and then levels, man. And then you can go instead of going up, you can go down, right? So you can go from the atoms, and you can start dealing with subatomic atoms or subatomic particles. And when you start dealing with subatomic particles, and you start dealing with like these odd things, right? Well, you just start dealing with quarks, right? And then you start dealing with weird restrictions on measurements. And then you start dealing with wave functions, and you start dealing with it just gets gnarly, man. But it's cool. It just makes you appreciate reality, because it's all the building blocks that makes not only us, but abstract things like art, beauty, truth, right? It's all beautiful, man. What's not beautiful is that this is not working the way I intended it to. All this working harmoniously to produce this moment in time where we have a bug in our code, and I don't know why it's not working. We have the pickups. We have our update function. We're setting let's see that explicit check. We're setting position to be transform.position plus light offset. Light offset is X, Y, and Z of 0.5 meter. That should be more than sufficient. All right, I can't do that. Yes, tween theory. we're not gonna do that. That's beyond my pay grade, man. That black and golden one was looking for advice just for fun, not for money. Oh, who? Wait, who are we talking to? Who was asking for advice? Black and gold. I was just learning about polymorphic forms. Oh, chocolate at different temperatures. I thought you were talking about, oh yeah, about programming polymorphism for a second. Yeah, thank you, man. Thank you, Dat. Welcome to your building. I'm making a game. Yeah, there you go. You had the command. Thank you, Terrell. I'm rethinking my life choices right now. How do you make that that setup of yours like custom built? I mean, custom built in what way? The individual pieces, I didn't custom build anything. Like this, everything is, you know, I purchased the mixer and I purchased the screen and everything. Like, I haven't modified them in any shape or form. The assembly though, that's a machination of my mind. All the cables, how they go. But that's not, I don't think that is quite as impressive, but still fun to do. Makes things very complex though. Oh, I know what's going on. We're overriding the value in assign. Yeah, assign. Yeah, so in here we have to do light equals false. That's what we need to do. Okay, let's see if that fixes our problems. So you can get that kind of monitor. Yeah, I mean, not new. I found it at a vintage festival. But yeah, I mean, people still have these monitors and are willing to sell it. Some people are even able to repair them. I'm not one of those people, but there's people who are willing to do some refurbish and stuff. It'll be cool to see someone actually manufacture them again, but... Okay, so some of these are lit, some of these are not lit. Interesting. But yeah, you can see the lighting like overlapping. That's pretty cool. So our offset position is working. Our counts are not working though. So that is a little bit problematic. We can do a little cheatsy doodle though. And that cheatsy doodle would be just upping our number of lights we allow in the scene at a given point. I chose 32 because that works for Messy Mansion, but for our game, maybe we want to have a different amount. Maybe we can handle like 100 or something. I mean, I probably should profile it on that device, but right now we're gonna just use the good old-fashioned performance profiling of looks good to me. I think it looks pretty good to me. I think it's fine. Yeah, we can push it. Yeah, hun, push that number. Let's make it do 100 or 100. We're gonna do 128. Let's do 64. See if that order of magnitude can work. And then within our light model. Where is our maximum? Do we set that anywhere? Here we go. Point buffer 64. Oh, what's going on here? Gonna buy that once I get a job. That's probably like 60 hertz or something. I don't know. Go poof into the shadow realm. Oh, I think they did a command, and they didn't want to have it pile up. Autocorrect worked in my favor when I didn't want to. Try to say I almost typed night boy, but it corrected me and made no sense. Never worry if you accidentally delete my comment. It's all good. Hey Cozy, question about the game engine you made. How hard was it to get even the basics of it set up? So what exactly is the basics? If we're talking about like getting an object on the screen and rendering and doing stuff, like it probably took like I don't know, a few days. Keep in mind though, like I had even though I wrote this, I was writing that engine from scratch, I still had access to like code I did before. And like, for example, in Unity, in HLSL, we have this whole shader for animating sprite sheets, right? And we have, let's see, yeah, this whole function, right, that does the calculation of sprite sheets. That was something that I can just yoink and throw into my game engine, convert it into GLSL instead of HLSL. Not that hard of a bit of work to do. And I was able to get sprite animations up and running pretty quickly. If you're doing that for your first time, it might take a minute just because like the math is kind of wonky, especially if you're not familiar with like UVs. It's a little bit of a trip. But yeah, like that's a separate thing. But if you just want to get an image up and running in there, it shouldn't be that crazy to do. Especially if you're using like OpenGL, then yeah, it shouldn't be that bad. If you're using something like SDL or GLFW, they'll have some input stuff as well, so you can also get inputs from your keyboard and do some stuff there. I will say though that the documentation on the sites are actually not quite helpful. Like either they're out of date or something. I don't know. There's some of them that just don't compile correctly or use functions that don't quite work. So I had to cross-reference a bunch of different resources for that. I don't know why it's like that, especially since it's such a popular thing. But maybe people are using like STL or something or some library, and not many people are directly doing. I don't know. It's just weird. Okay, let's see if this changes though. Upping it to 64 made things easier. Eat while listening. That sounds like a nice snack, dude. You're here modding for free though. No. Don't fret if accidents happen. Oh, you're talking about the accidental deletion stuff? Yeah, it's odd. OpenGL's documentation was bad. I mean, it was I don't know. It's just it was jank. Like there's not OpenGL directly. There's some sites that are like, if you search up OpenGL tutorials, they're the sites that pop up. There's a site that pops up and like it's kind of helpful, but then there's things that are just not right. So I'd have to go to GitHub's or repos online for examples and then kind of follow their, like how they do things. Yeah, not all the coins are... Okay, let's see what's going on here though. Because I wonder if, because we're totally not approaching 64 Like we should not have 64 coins on screen right now. That's not happening. So I'm wondering if maybe object subscriptions are just not working the way they're supposed to. Or there's a bunch of coins off screen that are just not visible. Like, that doesn't look like 64 to me. Maybe. Are we gonna count this? Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48. We got to 48. Oh, we have a ton of these though. Yeah, 48. So that's not right. So what do we do here? We can contract our culling window, because I'm assuming what's happening is that a lot of these coins are spawning off screen and they're not visible there. Or maybe these things are not registering on the correct time. So within poolable objects, when we set the game to active, or the game object to active, they're registering the point, but then we set it deactive again. So, and this should happen on assign as well. Yeah, that's another thing. We call assign. So light model should be, not all of them should have the light model component on them. Let's go modify stuff a little bit. Let's go to where the constants are. So we have the board width, cell height, yada, yada, yada. Oh, because we have this skip length thing as well going on. So, oh, but that wouldn't affect this though. That wouldn't affect this. So yeah, where's the culling information? I think it's down here somewhere actually. Ah, here we go. I should probably move it up there too, but view index width, view index height, left cell margin, 4 divided by cell width meters. Oh, these are using cell width. Yeah, that's correct actually. View index width. So we're doing board cell width meters. That's how many meters they are per cell. So this is going to be 2. Okay. So if you want to cover 4 meters, then it's just going to be 2 cells. Okay. And this is 90. Okay, so that's probably our issue right there. That's like too much. I think maybe 50 might be fine. 50 meters. I guess if they go faster, but yeah, I think that's all we need actually. Let's see if that fixes things. doesn't like to tell you how to set up OpenGL. Yeah, we can go through the documentation, but yeah, it was jank last time I tried it out. Hey man, I did follow you quietly. I love your setup and the teaching you do. Keep up the work in the stream. One question: how did you manage to get your screen on this? I grew up with this monitor, so it's pretty simple and not that my chest hurt for a second. It's very simple, not that expensive either. All you're gonna do is depends on your monitor, right? So these types of TVs have a couple different ways of taking input, right? Some of them require a component input. You're probably familiar with this. I'm just gonna cover it just for you to be aware. Yeah, this bad boy. Okay, can you please? Yeah, you've seen these before. Audio, right, or video. No, video, and then right, left. No, this is right, this is left. Yeah, these bad boys. The other one is coaxial. So yeah, these dudes. So you're probably gonna have one of those two types of inputs for your monitor. You're gonna go on Amazon and you're gonna find a cheapo converter from HDMI to whatever it is, HDMI to coaxial, or maybe HDMI to component RGB. I have a component RGB converter, and then you're gonna just use that. Plug your computer's HDMI cable into that, and you can just use it. On Windows, you're gonna have to set it manually to be like whatever resolution you want. So if it's 640 by 480, you're gonna have to do that. On Linux, you can set it up that way as well. I have a input startup config on i3 to do that. But yeah, that's just how you do it. Now, sometimes, because electrical conditioning might cause some weird wavy artifacts to happen, what fixed it for me is actually running the input from the HDMI into a DVR converter, and then have the output of the DVR go to this. But you don't have to do that. It might be just due to a cheapo thing. I have another monitor over there with a game system, and it works perfectly fine without doing that. So just start with the cheapo Amazon option. You'll be fine. It's like $20 usually, $15. Nothing that crazy. And you're good to go. You can use your favorite computer on your favorite monitor. And also have like other monitors here too. So like it's not an either or situation. You can have the best of both worlds if you so choose. These wires in a bit, mostly because I haven't messed with the TV. It's been a while. I love it when I take apart my entire setup and have to plug in the Wii again, and of course use component cables. Yep, that's how you do it. That's how you do it. I need to get a Wii, man. I want to get a Wii so bad. I think I'm just gonna build up a collection of all the retro consoles. I mean, so far I have like all the Sony stuff, PS1, except for the last one, but we're not gonna get it. PS1, PS2, PS3, PS4, all the decent consoles. Let's see how this works. Nope. Lighting is still messed up. It's not consistent. On assignment, it fails. Some of these are working, other of them are not working. That kind of bothers me. Not gonna lie, it's kind of irking me. Let's just keep shortening. I mean, it's getting better though, so that's the good thing. So we can try shortening it to like 40 meters, right? Maybe even 30 meters. And that should be acceptable. Where is Unity? I don't see Unity. Did it crash or something? Oh, there it is. No way. Now I can play all my retro games in a proper way. Thanks for that, man. Not gonna lie, you give some Alien Operator vibes. Alien Operator. If that's a specific reference, I don't get it. But hey, I do like. I mean, we have the whole space vibe going on here, and I do want to feel like I'm an operator in space. So that works for me. These lights are messing with me. It's like mostly working, but it's not quite. No, it's actually. There's like 1 or 2 coins I think that fail. Yeah, there's like 2 there that failed. That breaks my heart every time. Breaks my heart. Let me check something as well. Let me see if I can do entity. There's public. Yeah, let's go. Override. Pool. We're gonna do this stuff, but we're also gonna make a light model. Or yeah, just light. Unregister. Is that internal functions? Oh, because you have to do. What do you require? Oh, you require index. Is that even accessible? Maybe I should make that an internal thing. Like within here have it just does this. And then now you can just call, instead of doing this whole hoopla, you can do alright, let's see if that works better. That's awesome. Thank you, dude. I am Jam. I appreciate it. Or I am Jan. Yeah, man. I'm glad you dig the vibe. I think I put the biggest focus for this channel is just the vibes, the atmosphere, the feeling. So whenever I hear people say that they really enjoy it and like this like vintage old feel like mixed with the new or space stuff, it makes me happy. So thank you. Oh my goodness. No, none of this is working. And all of a sudden all of it is. Except most of it. Not all of it. You know what? I should have a thing that tries to enable light forcibly. basically just a wrapper for this. Also, like if we oh, we should probably do that as well. If you, that's an edge case I didn't even think about. But if you disable the light and it's successful, like you actually do it correctly, we should set index equal to -1, so it's very clear that this is not meant to be used. And then when we do enable light, we should call this function instead. So we enable light. We check to make sure that we're not duplicately trying to enable a light that already is active. It's -1. That means it hasn't been. So it's not equal to -1. You can early return. I might even want to do a error log, but for right now this is fine. And then on assign, here we can do to make it very clear, hey, I want you to try to be active right now. We're not going to assume you're active. We're going to enforce that you're active. Okay, here we go. Yo, what's going on, Jose? It's been a minute. Yeah, it's been a minute. But it's always good to see you back. I don't think I called you Jose the first time, though. I think I called you Hoser. Yeah, I think the goal here for the, as far as vibes are concerned, like you remember Cowboy Bebop and how like it's a very futuristic environment, but you still see like this old tech there. That's kind of what I want to. That's what I'm aiming for. That's what we're aiming for here. And you're driving me crazy, coins. Why is the light so inconsistent with y'all? Okay, how far does the coin stuff extend? Let's just see how our culling is working. So we have all these lights here. Yeah, what are you talking about? This should be fine. This is totally within the wheelhouse of the coin counts we're expecting. Like, this is not unreasonable whatsoever. This is well within our 64 point light limit. I refuse to believe that this is... like, there's just something just weird going on. Yeah, there's no duplicates. Like if I click on this, for example, and move it, yeah, there's no other ones hiding there. Is there only one cozy light? Yes, there is. With populated with the correct information we're looking for, so that's right. So, yeah, very strange. So this is actually, the culling distance is actually really correct. We don't have that many objects here. So what I think I may have to do is maybe lower our coin object pool count, because I don't think we need to have that many now that we've reduced stuff. Like if we go to the standard here, I mean this shouldn't affect it though, because the object pool is not wrong thing. Backend. Where do we build our pools? request resume. Here we go. Yeah, pickups are like 100. That's like, it's exceeding our limits. That's maybe part of it. Let's do 64 exactly. Or maybe we just up our limits to like 128 lights. I don't know. A channel on teaching people basic computer science. When I get my bread up. And no, it's okay. I don't, any information I offer or things, I'm just gonna do it for free. I think the only thing I want to accept money from people is for games. Now, none of these are lit. It's strange. I should make like a debug thing for coins. Or maybe make it a feature. That's the other thing we need to do is add a physical collider to the tiles. I'm probably gonna cheat and make them sphere colliders though. Yeah, look at that. Isn't that cool seeing how the player is like illuminated by them? I don't think it's a crazy detail people are gonna be going crazy for, but I think it's still super cool. I might increase the radius a little bit though. Okay, let's move this over to the IDE so I can just switch between them without having to go a bunch of tiles. So we had it set the radius to, yeah, let's set it to like, I also want to do double. And then intensity like maybe 1.5 or something. Maybe space the coins not more. I mean, it would eliminate it, but I also just don't want to. I want to keep it. We're not going to compromise it. The tech needs to compromise. We need to force the code to make it do what we want. We're not going to compromise the vision just because the code doesn't want to work with it. We bend the code to our will. And if it's not working correctly, which it's not here, it makes me think that honest sign has not been called for these coins. That might be the issue. Because if you look at it, they're not doing the sinusoidal stuff. In fact, actually, what is the condition we check for on coins? So we have this update for as a sign. We do the position override. So that should be called an update. And what do we do from here? Interesting. Wait, what? Wait. On pickup. Oh, this is for the pickup behavior and it returns to pool. Yeah. Actually, all of these should just return to pool. So that's not even that should be constant. Base return to pool, light, disable light. Here, switch case statement. Let's call the coin is assigned, init. We only have coin types as well. So in which situation do we have update not running? It's only if or unity initial position dot x plus initial position dot y divided by 6 for the sine, and that's for the y component. And this is a plus operation, so it's not like it should be evaluating to 0 when we're at that position. It should still be working with this offset from sine, so that's not the problem. Self-culling. Again, this happens after all this stuff. I don't know what this means though. Like, when is this set? This self-culling flag. What does it mean? What do you mean, self-culling? When did I write this? And why did I write this? Am I crazy? Who are you used for? Self-culling. Oh, I remember. Yeah, in case we want to have is this called by the game board manager? Should probably move it to a proper doc tag, but we'll live. Auto position update is false. We enable the light. Is this... It's not equal to -1. Maybe it's failing from here because index is not... We don't initialize it to -1 by default. Like on... do you have a start function or a wake function? Yeah, because this value is... It's not serialized, actually. Or at least it shouldn't be. I'm wondering if that might be part of this issue. Let's see. But yeah, someone asked about educational content on this channel, and I'm curious. If you guys have anything you want me to actually explain or cover, let me know. Also, let me read chat real quick. My bad. Yeah, man. Pepe the Galactic Lord's personal operator. What's going on here? Giving Link's crossbow training on the Wii a shout out because it's goated. I need to get a Wii. I need to try it out. Like a beard goat. What's going on here? An epic goat with legendary goatee. Hosea with the hose. Wait, what? What are you saying? So these are all just not moving whatsoever. If I go back though, yeah, they're like scared stiff. They're shy. Why are you so shy, coins? What causeth thou shyness? Let me check something actually. If I unpause, but go back here. Oh, come on. You suck, game. Stop. Go back. Go back. Go back where you belong. Did I touch any of those coins? No, stop it. Stop it. Whatever. It's being knocked continuously. Okay. Let's go back here. Is the game board manager still running? It is. Is it culling the same things over and over again? Are those coins like within some kind of call range and they're being called. Yeah, look at that. They're continuously being assigned and unassigned. It's probably happening every single frame. Interesting. So maybe coins under a certain threshold or something? That might be an issue with our culling logic. Let's go to a place where the coins are actually behaving as you'd expect them to. Okay, now they're behaving fine. If we go back here, they should be static. Or maybe not. No, they are static. Look at that. Not moving at all, not changing, just behaving how you'd expect them to. Those are normal coins. Oh, but we have our coins here that are behaving scared stiff. Straight lines. No movement whatsoever. Are you seeing this, Scoob? Let's see if it goes around. Yup. These coins are continuously being cold and then revived. That's strange. That is really weird behavior. But I think this is the smoking gun. So our logic inside the pickups are fine. I think it's probably something with the culling, the game board culling manager that's going awry. So you boys are fine. There's something weird about you fellas. You fellas are weird. Why are you being weird? What is special about you that makes you so odd? Can you stop game? Okay, thank you. So what's your problem? What's your damage? Coin, yeah. Values 1, yep. Acceptable parameters to me. Now let's set you to debug mode. And what do you have for me here? So you have initial position. Okay. Self-culling is false. Oh, do we never make oh, I guess we don't make the entity data. Oh. Well, that sucks for debugging purposes. Though, on the transform level, anything interesting here? No. Local position 52, 180, or 130. Yeah, that's fine. Maybe I should have a flag or something for when an object gets cold and then revived frequently. To see what exactly is the edge case. Because it's happening, it's not with respect to the X position. I can tell you that much. So it might be like, I don't know, maybe a floating point thing? And eventually, like, they get fine. Well, these are not. These are actually not lit, but they're... Oh, there's something weird going on. Remember, kids, this is because I decided to make my own lighting system. This is not a problem you'd be facing if you just use Unity normally. Though, look at the lighting, how it affects the character. Is that not cool? Is this not cool? It's so cool that the character actually gets lit up by the coins around them. I should make hazards have red lights. In fact, I should make change the color of those lasers and everything to be like red, so we can have a very clear color language of like, hey, things that can hurt you are going to be illuminated red, and the things that won't hurt you are going to be yellow or maybe blue or something. I should probably change the color of the HP here though, because if red's gonna be a negative color, what am I gonna do for the health packs? How are you gonna differentiate between the health packs versus objects that are meant to hurt you, right? Like, so maybe make these blue, or maybe green. Green might be the way to go. Yeah, that might be the way to go. Yeah, I'm finding the object pulling thing strange though. Let's look at our exceptions. Anything here that index out of range exception? Interesting. We're getting an index here that's outside of our range. Odd. Because we have a point light buffer size. 64, which means something is accessing it when it should not be accessing it. On destroy. Oh, that's on destroy though. That doesn't matter. Oh, it's gonna happen for every single one. I have to do that check for -1. -1 we return early. Oh, I should probably put some music or something. I don't know. To our will, make a shirt out of it. I mean, that was legit advice I got when I was working as a junior. There's like some issue we're dealing with, and I was like, you know, we can just use this other data type to sidestep this issue. And the guy who's mentoring me was like, no, we don't do that. You're not gonna conform to this incorrect behavior of the code. You're gonna force this code to bend to your will, and you're gonna make this use the correct data structure or the data type. And I was like, you know what? I've never heard that, but I love that. Are you not entertained? Health packs can be green. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Yeah, green sounds like a good way to go. You can reserve blue for something else. So that's going to sidestep this issue. Actually, we can sidestep entirely this because I believe our disable light is going to be... Yeah, it already has this check here, so instead of calling this API directly, we're just going to do... And we should be good to go. And then draw gizmos. We're also gonna, we need to do this sidestep. Actually, no, this should be fine. Never mind. It's correct. This is fine. Yeah, this is all fine, actually. Okay. Okay. So we go back here. I'm done. I moved it here for a reason. I'm out of water again. Let me get some water. 1 second. I'm just gonna fix any exceptions we get and see if that doesn't remedy our problem. And if that doesn't remedy our problem, then I assume there's a logical, fundamental misunderstanding of how things are meant to operate here. Yeah. That's weird. And no exceptions. Even better. Those are my favorite type of errors. No exceptions. Just incorrect, bad code. So what is the problem here? Let's go to our object calling code. Game board. And see what condition could produce this odd behavior. Okay, so we're using round to int. That could very well be the problem. But I think we changed that because it affected the destruction code. Yeah, that was very recent. Yeah, very recent. Is that recent? How recent is that? I can't actually tell from here. The 17th it looks like, though, of last month. So... actually, maybe not that recent. But I'm pretty sure there's something that affected the destruction code. But maybe that's not it. Maybe I should actually just... I don't know, but this should be deterministic. Xchord is player character position.x divided by board cell. We do the round to int thing, and it's going to define the minimum and maximum range based off of the player character transform position. So produce the min and max from there. Okay. So where's our cult definition? So it's out of range if slot is less than min y. So min y is valid and max y is also valid. Okay. What about our culling objects thing? X in range. No, and then we make these inclusive. So it's x in range, q.x is greater than or equal to min x, entry qy. Oh, this is using y, not x. Whoops. Key x, key y's. Okay, is that just, was that the problem? Oh, please let it be that simple. Let it be that simple. Missing reference exception, that's audio source. Ah, that's a known thing. We can ignore that. Nuclear launch codes. Program to delete system32 whenever you get the score. 67420. Oh my goodness. You got me with that. We don't want to. You wouldn't want to delete Windows. This is on Android. So it would uninstall Android. But you know what? I think uninstalling Android is the best security update you can get. That was the problem. That was the issue. Oh my goodness, I can't believe it. That was the bug. That probably fixed some other bugs I was seeing. What a simple thing, dude. Oh my goodness. I can't believe it. That was the problem. And look at the character light up. Let's go. Oh, look at the lighting, man. It looks so good. It makes me want to make some really dark environments just to utilize this lighting, honestly, but... yeah, look how good that looks. Like, how can you not want to pick up coins, dude? With lighting like that. Gosh, man. I'm loving it. And it lights up all the other stuff in the environment as well, too. That's pretty sick. That makes me very happy. I don't like, maybe it's actually fine having the top be lit of the tiles. I want the coins to feel like they're in the back of the environment. And you can see the Z fighting happening there. So I think I'm gonna move them, like, maybe I'll move the tiles in the foreground actually. So that they also appear in front of the player or something. I don't know. This looks so good though. I'm very happy with this. And it turns out we fixed an unrelated bug. But in doing so, we made our API much more solid. So I think that's just a win-win-win-win. So coins now emit light. And I added this. Let's do the drill. Oh, not the drill. Let's do the line light as well. That can use that would be super cool. Where's our laser? No. So we have this assign function, beautiful. Light is initialize. Actually, it's gonna be add component. Or actually, no, we have to do game object, I believe. You know what? I have this whole transform, try add component. Do you return? I think you return options though. No, you return T directly. Cool. So we don't have to do this null coalescing thing. Or maybe it's still relevant. But we do this, and then there's a couple constants we want to have. One of them is going to be color. And we're going to make it just pure red. I don't know, we'll do like a radius of maybe 3 or maybe 5. No, let's do 4. Intensity will be like, I think we did 1.5 before. I think that'll be acceptable within this context. You know what, we'll make it 6. We'll do the same thing as coins because it actually looked pretty good. And while we do this, Cozy, you can do big tunnels just as easy as sky or underwater. Yeah, honestly, that sounds like a great idea. I'm thinking through different ideas for environments. I think the underwater thing you mentioned, I always wanted to do like a BioShock style environment for a game, and this might be like the perfect opportunity for that. And we can do like some cool water distortion shaders as well. That would be super fun. Yeah, honestly, I was thinking of like what kind of environments I want to make. The mountain thing we have here is like fine for testing purposes, I think, but I don't know. I want to start making some. I was gonna go for initially like outruns, kind of like sunshine, blue skies, cloudy stuff, and we can still do that. have a level for it. But I think if we want to leverage these tools we have, I think we want to make and choose environments that are purposely kind of dark, but have like a very like that work with that darkness, so we can utilize the cool rim lighting effect, but still have something cool in the background that kind of isn't too distracting, but still grounds you in like in a world of some sort. Or communicate something about the environment. Like it's not just some abstract environment. It's actually like a place that feels like it has its own story going on. I think that'd be super cool. So we're gonna make a line light. Okay, 1 second. I'm pretty sure we have a set line endpoint. Yeah, we do. Don't lie to me, game. Oh, this is not game. This is a code. What's going on here? Why are you lying to me? Oh, did I make... It's private. That's why. I don't know why I made these private. They're always intended to be public. This is gonna be done every single frame, so we don't have to actually do that. Okay, and then we're going to be doing this somewhere else. We're going to do this on update. Let's see, where is it? Container, local rotation, current angle, laser rotation, transform position. Where is current angle, rotation speed, radius? Ah, it's called end. Not laser, but container, I guess. Or no, just transform, I think. I think this should be enough. And then... what are we gonna do? We're gonna do... you have to set the color as well. Okay, let's see how this looks. Hopefully it's just simple. Hopefully the lasers look good. Aquatic ambience. That would be super cool to go for. Underwater Donkey Kong classic. We'll change all the sprites to be pre-rendered graphics. Pre-rendered 3D graphics. Kids will love that. Okay, I'm not seeing the light. This is not the light I was expecting. Why have thou lied to me? I was expecting something cooler, and yet I'm disappointed. is initialized happens here. Do you have to do light dot enable? Oh, you have to do the automatic auto position update equals false because we're managing that. Oh, the music of Donkey Kong. I'm down with that. I can go with it. You know, let's put on, what was it? What's that? A Donkey Kong water song? It's like Sticker Brush. No, that's not Sticker Brush. What is it? What is the song called? Dun 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 dun. What is it called? Alright, I'm gonna pause the CD real quick. We're gonna put it on right now. We're gonna get into the vibe. Is it not like Sticker Brush Symphony or something like that? Am I gaslighting myself? Okay, whatever. We're just gonna go to this video. There we go. Nintendo, do not get me. Don't get me, Nintendo. What is this called? Does anyone know? It doesn't. I can't find the name of it. I can't find it. It shows who composed it originally, but not the actual name of it. Beyond just aquatic ambience. Is that just the name of the song? Aquatic. Am I crazy? I feel like I'm crazy. Are you monetized, Cozy? No. Nor are we gonna do that in the channel. Or at least for now, I'm not gonna monetize this channel. The only thing I'm gonna monetize is the games I sell, and that's about it. What can I say, man? Like, you know, God's provided for me and my family with my day job, and I'm very comfortable with that. This doesn't have to be a thing that's like an economic exchange beyond like the games I'm gonna sell, but this hanging out, dropping knowledge on occasion, that's for free, man. The knowledge I've gotten in the past was for free from various people in my life, so the same kind of deal, right? Auto position, enable light, and then turn pool. Cool, let this compile. Then don't stress about copyrighted music. That's true, except YouTube has blocked my videos in a couple countries before. So I think they're not above like still striking a video or something. Oh well. We're gonna rock some Donkey Kong. Alright, where is the, where is it? Where is the, hazard? Show me it. Nope. Come on. Oh, there's ones here coming up. Please. Please. No. It's not doing it. Also, their collider is like huge, dude. What was that? I'm not seeing the light. There's supposed to be a light there. The object pool, laser. Okay, there's one here. And they have the cozy light on. Local identifier, script, data. Auto position's false. It has an index as well, so it is for sure recognized and registered. So I don't know what's going on. This is very strange. Very, very strange. On a live stream, Kangaroo? What happens? I think there's a few people who do some coding live streams. But that's the thing we do. Sometimes you even do like weird, funky, weird, odd projects that are not just game devs. Yeah, I see the light component added here. It is enabled. See, appears to be registered. Let's go to the other one though. This is a small one that's currently in view. This transform seems correct for what we're doing. We have intensity 1.5. Radius looks correct to me. Huh. Is there any additional light data properties I'm not seeing here? I mean, intensity, color, position is not set, but I don't know. Index is 3. Okay, that's an odd number, but that's fine. Is initialized is correct. There is a light property. Yeah, I'm this is a little bit more perplexing to me. We do have our light property set here. So the only thing I can think of is that we're assigning the wrong position values somehow. I mean, what do we have here? Update. And then for laser, I mean, it's pause and update, right? But it does the rotation and stuff, but we still do start point, transform dot position, end point, transform dot position. So that's that should be very much there. That should very much be there. And we have for sure already called the had the assigned thing happen. Which means all this light stuff should have happened at least once for this object. And it is enabled as well, because they have a proper index assigned to them. We assign the color, intensity, radius. We assign the correct data type for it. The only thing we're not doing the same as the other thing is this, but we have the component there, and it's this correct reference, so I doubt that's the issue. We also have return to pool, disable light. Yeah, this is quite odd, I will say. Point, endpoint. The only thing that could be wrong is maybe like intensity and radius, but that doesn't seem correct to me. But let me clarify something and double check that our shader is actually behaving correct. So we said that point or line types should have X as radius and YZW as the end position. That seems correct to me. Let's go to this condition here, where we calculate this. Line light process, we iterate through here. World position normal, position luminance. We do this whole closest point within line. Line start is positions index. Line end is, oh, this is relative, not absolute. Interesting. That changes things. Because this is going to be an absolute position, but then this is going to be a relative position thing. Oh. Do I actually like that? I almost feel it makes more intuitive sense that the end position should be like in world space, the same way position is. We shouldn't have to do this whole calculation. That seems odd to me. You feel? World position minus a light point. Do we do any math with this? No, I don't see any particular things relying on that. So let's... Okay. Thank you, Syndicate. I'm sorry, what? What a gorgeous man. Clearly not talking about me, right? Talking about the... I mean, she's a woman, this character, so... We're talking about the laser, I'm assuming. He is now a man. Alright, I liked this Donkey Kong music, but let's just switch it out. Let's switch it out. Any other tracks that you guys dig that's very relaxing? Brutalist ambient, unknown structure, magic, mega city music. That sounds cool. We'll put this on the background until someone actually... Oh, you know what? Someone had a cool... what was it? Cold core ambient. I can mess with that. Okay. Let's try this again. This time, we're gonna be happy. You know what? Should I up it to like 128 or 100 or something? Lights. Like that seems... Because if you have 64... I don't know. We shouldn't have that many lights in this scene though, honestly. I'm gonna be real with you, so... I feel like it's not a light limit issue. Yeah, I'm using C# for Unity. Yep. You got a Syndicate too. Let's see if our light rendering is correct. Like, it works for points. Okay, what about you? Let's do something. Let's actually collect all the coins here in our immediate vicinity So we can rule out light contributed from coins. And now this should be very much just this in isolation. Yeah, I'm not seeing... Oh, I'm seeing something now. So, okay, that shader fix was... That change to the shader seems to be it. However, that doesn't look red. Does that look red to you guys? Absolutely not. That does not look red whatsoever. We need to play around with the collision box a little bit. Why did the thing disappear? Oh, we got knocked down. That's what happened. Okay, let's take a look at this. Where's the player at? Yeah, this light does not look red to me. I'm not crazy. That does not look red, so either we have made some kind of critical flaw, but no, we're using the line light. So maybe it's an issue with compositing, how we're doing it there. Could be it. Advance this frame before the player collides. Yeah, I'm not crazy. That does not look like it's red. The lighting that's being contributed to the player does not look like it's red. It's very clearly coming from this though, so that's a good sign. That means that we addressed the correct bad assumption. However, this is not, we're not quite there yet. And this one would be a little bit trickier because unless like we have to like submit the light once again, but yeah, I find this odd though. Wait a second. This is supposed to show the gizmo for the length from one point to another point for this line light, but I'm not seeing it. This is indeed a line light. And we've tested this in messy mansions, so I don't think it's actually something that odd. I think you're talking about someone else paying. I don't think that was mean. Yeah, I never used Gemini, like ever. But to us, we're still orbiting a distant gassy planet. The music's appropriate. Yep. That's the 5. We're orbiting a planet. Yeah, thank you, Syndicate. I appreciate that. Line type, positions, color. Yes, are we setting the colors like incorrectly maybe? If we go to layer and we go to Yeah, light color, yeah. Oh, you know what? Is opacity an issue? No, because it's defaulting to a fully opaque color. Thankfully. Yeah, fully opaque, so that's not it. So, am I gonna have to read through my shader code? I'm gonna have to understand the runes that I wrote forever ago, many moons ago. Oh no. Oh, I shouldn't modify this. Oh, whatever. Okay. What am I doing? We can just do... If it's initialized, we can assume light has been set and we can enable it. And that'll be fine. Is there an order of operations issue maybe? Like, if I go to pickup, I don't need this. I don't need this. I don't need that. Yeah, if we go to pickup, you'll see that we assign the type, radius, color, intensity, update, and then enable it. I don't think the order of operations there should matter significantly, except for like maybe the enable light, and even then I don't think it actually does matter. But let's just say theoretically that's the case. Maybe if it has been already set, I wonder how it behaves differently when it's line light. Radius, color, auto position update, enable light, yeah. So let's take a look. Let's look at the update function, because maybe that's where the change is happening. I mean, we have the switch case statement, which is not doing anything special with between point and line. So that's not it. Auto position update does that. And then we update. Huh. You update point light. So what do? You set the living index to 1. You set the data 1 and 2. Intensity values you set. Coloring. Yeah, everything seems to be... So you're just setting all the data that we have to the GPU, to the shader. That's actually fine. That's actually perfectly acceptable. And it's not like it's being skipped either, because this just does nothing and then executes what's down here anyways. So that's... Okay, that's oddly promising and yet a little befuddling. Because then it leaves us still in this odd predicament. We're assigning endpoint to be YZW, XYZ, yep. Yeah, I understand why we're doing that, because X is radius. Line start point is going to be position equals position. Yeah, pause. Yeah. So that's fine. And even then, this issue doesn't seem to be position, but rather the position doesn't seem to be... The issue doesn't seem to be position. So it's just... where are we at? Yeah, here. So yeah, we have the light process for fog. That shouldn't really affect things though. I'm not sure if we're using that actually. In fact, I might want to check what shader we're using, but even then, like this... In fact, let's go through this. The player is using the FNF standard shader, I believe. This one. We have the fragment pass. We do our sprite sheet stuff here, and then we go to the per pixel lighting sprite fragment function. In here, we have the pixel to UV coefficient. We do the normal calculation stuff that we did. Perfect, perfectly acceptable. That works good. And then we do our light process. And here's a general function that's used across all the light functions, regardless. And we do the switch case statement for point, which is 0, line, which I believe is 1. And we go to the same exact functions, line light process. Now I do believe we did maybe modify something on point, so maybe we might have to do that same kind of modification here. But even then, I think it wouldn't impact color. And then we have our light model. Colors, intensity, point luminance, point color composite. Do you modify point color composite here? Direction equals light point. Intensity. And I think this is a general purpose function that we use for like point light as well. It's a super simple thing, but it seems to work pretty fine. Let me go back to the game. Let it recompile. Please recompile. We did stuff. Let me catch up in chat real quick. I phrased it really badly. I mean, I asked if you tried AI, but I could have been mistaken. It was not my intention to blame you. No. I'm not taking it as blaming. I just think you might be mistaken. I just need a code to be working. Everything else I'm gonna make code myself. Yeah, that's honestly it. Honestly, most of the work we've done, dude, so much of the work we've been doing on this game is just wrestling with like custom built stuff that like Unity affords, but it's not the same, or maybe they don't afford it at all, so like it's a whole thing. And it's just so the game just feels a little bit different. It has its own, even if it's a little bit more jank. I want to have some jank. Okay, what's going on here? Yeah, you're seeing it grow in brightness. Okay, we're gonna do this. I'm gonna forcibly set the color, because I wonder if it's just not being, the color's not being set. Like we have, let me even specify that this is gonna have an alpha of 1, just to be safe. But yeah, we have this line colors here, and then what we're gonna do is the same exact thing we do here. Oh, 1 second. On update, Are we early returning on? No, we're not early returning. So this still gets called. That works to our advantage in this case then. I mean, if that was the case, then like I shouldn't have to call this every single frame or every single update because, you know, the data is already cached there. It should just be updated. So that's strange to me. But let's just see. Catch you at your work, brother. Oh wait, nice to catch you at your work. I appreciate it, man. Thanks for popping in. This game, when you're done with it, yes, the plan. I'm gonna be releasing it on the Google Play Store and probably on itch and Steam. I'm just working out all the technical stuff, but yeah, this is strange. Like we have let me go on the Discord real quick actually. Because I'm not crazy. I'm not crazy. My code wants me to think I'm crazy. I'm making stuff up. But I have verifiable evidence that this light system I've written before, the same very light system for line lights, has worked. And I'm trying to think where, because either it's either the downstream shader that's failing, or it's gonna be something fundamental about that function. I doubt it's a function, and I'm way more willing to bet that it's the derived shader. Let's see here. We had a little demo for lighting. Yeah, here we go. Yeah, so this is like the point light model, and then we have the cone light. That's the line lights over there. Yeah, the line lights, and then cone lights. That's cool. Yeah, see, that's the line light. That's what we're using. It worked fine. So I'm not crazy. We had this working. See, this is why this is the cool part about implementing your own light model, though, is because you can add weird types of light shades that Unity or your game engine doesn't support normally. It's cool. It's power. And I'm not crazy. This was real, and it is real. But I don't know why this one is being weird. Yes, we changed the APIs a little bit, but the fundamental data being chucked to the GPU is the same. What's going on with this? Yeah, we can make it read only. No, we're not renaming it to that. This is acting like a constant. Okay. Okay, I am not crazy. We're going to keep repeating that to ourselves. I am not crazy. So if this is correct, on the component it's correct. Should we just return, try debugging this and just confirm the values that are being passed over there? Or we can even just look at the shader that's being used by the player right now, right? I mean, fundamentally, we just have this. Luminance light composite. That's for debugging. We do the light process, sunlight process. Finally, we do luminance clamp. Light colors of float 3. Okay. Shadow. times environment. We used to do a lerp. I think I decided to do environment shadow times albedo. Maybe that's where things are going wrong. Like, let's bring back this version. Times shadow P. That's a fixed thing, though. And I don't think we want to use albedo. Like, it'd be albedo times... Have we not been is that it? We're not... No, because we use light color here. Okay, yeah. This is just factoring the shadow color. But then the final lit color, or shaded fragment, is going to be a lerp between shadow and then the albedo times the light color, which in this case it's R1 and then GB or 0 values. So it basically acts like a filter, removing so yeah, this is not it. This is fine. What we have here is fine, actually. Shadow W component is 1. Right, because it's meant to be an opaque color. And lit color.a is overridden to be the alpha value provide. And we'll return lit color. We're not doing the fog process, which is why we're returning early. Okay, that makes sense to me. So, shadow, albedo times light color. You know, what if we do this? Like, get rid of albedo. Let's just test using just the light color and see what is the color that's being illuminating each pixel. Why not just do that? He said he'll release it on Google Play and Steam and itch. Yeah, that's the plan. Let's go. You're not crazy. Thank you, that one guy. Thank you for believing me. Literally, that one guy. I really wanted to see a "you're not crazy" train in chat. Yeah, I mean, we had a 2. I just needed 2. That 2 was enough of a reaffirmation to make me feel like I'm not crazy. Okay. Now this is interesting. Okay, now everything's blank. Let's try this again with the recompiled shaders. Come on, recompile. Okay, so you can see everything where every single pixel where the player or every object's lit, and you can see the color that's illuminating it too. So it's yellow here, and you can see the yellow that's there. Yeah. And then that white is from like the sunlight that's in the environment that's illuminating the player. It's a really cool view looking at it this way. You can see exactly what's contributing what to lighting. Okay, we get to you. Oh, it is red. What's hitting me from behind? So it is red though. Maybe like just all the lights in the environment are... Yeah, maybe I just need a higher intensity. So I guess I just did implement it correctly, and it's just that the intensity is not that high for red. Interesting. Well, is the yellow coins also factoring into this? Because I can see some hints of red popping up. Yeah, and it's like extreme there. Okay, maybe I think I actually did implement this correctly. I guess I just need to exaggerate it more. So this entire time, I thought I was wrong. But no. I was just not going ham enough on this. That is good to know. We're gonna make you a radius of like 8, let's say. And we're gonna make you be, I don't know. Let's do an intensity of 3. There's no mod, so you and I could have spammed it, but I think you made him feel better with just yours. You didn't need to. Hey, sometimes you just need one person to encourage you, right? You just need one person to say the one thing to make you think you're not crazy, and instead it's the world that's crazy, and you guys are part of the secret club of, hey, we're secretly right. We're in the right club. Oh wait, one second. The drill. I forgot about the drill. That was a fun thing to implement in last stream. Alright, let's not... Yeah, look at that. Look at that. That is beautiful, dude. That feels ominous. I feel scared, dude. I feel scared from that. Look at that. Some of the lighting's a little weird on these tiles, though. I'm not gonna lie. And we need to update some of these the textures to match the red lighting, but yeah, this seems to be it. Sick. I don't know why the coins seem so much more brighter. I guess red is just yellow's 2 channels at max value. Red is only 1 channel. So I guess you have to achieve the same apparent luminance, you have to like blast it. Let's make this like 10. And make this like 5. Let's really blast it. And while we're at it, let's modify the laser sprite sheet so it actually mimics the correct light source that we have here. Let's see, T laser. Okay, we're gonna change this. Can we modify is this indexed? Cool, now you're indexed. Yeah, we're gonna do this. You're gonna be red. No, you're gonna be unlocked first of all. You're gonna be nice and red. And then you're gonna be also red. Looks like a different shade of red. Maybe even a hair orange. And then you're gonna be yellow. Maybe even more red. Is this as red as we can go? I don't know. I don't want to compromise the sparks, but at the same time, let's use, no, not analogous. We have to change this back to be, I need to control hue, shift, and saturation discreetly. Shade tone, nope. Where is it? You're somewhere here. I guess this is actually what I need to use. Yeah. I want this to feel like it's red. I guess this is acceptable for right now. This is acceptable for right now. It feels more orange than red. It's amazing how colors can really change the temperature that you perceive. Okay. Let's also modify this while we're at it. T-laser base. Oops, I opened up like 2 instances of that. Yeah, no. And we're gonna make this be indexed as well. And you are just gonna be straight up. Why are you defaulting to this now? No, you're gonna be red. You're gonna be red. Maybe a shade less saturated. Okay. And this is actually acceptable. I'm fine with this. These color shades here. Okay, cool. Let's go back to the game. Re-import assets. Let's see what's going on here. Goes well with the tunnel and underwater level idea. Yeah, it does, honestly. Also, what's going on? Let's make it run. Sup, gang? What's going on, dude? The blue. The blue what? Yeah, Ace Sprite time. Ace Sprite's my favorite. I'm excited to do something with these level ideas. A lot of mechanics are just there now, and like additional mechanics will be easier to add, so. Like I mentioned before, we're going to be in the content phase of the game soon. Drill. Oh, get out, get out. Thank you. I'm not seeing any hazards yet, though. So I'm waiting still. Oh, there's one here. Let's slow down. There you are. Oh, yeah, look at that. Oh, yeah. Look at that. I'm terrified. Oh, yeah, that feels much more in line with that color. Maybe if I had a different vehicle, it would be more apparent, but because our vehicle's already red, so it's not going to make it very clear. And I think the way I'm doing the light addition is kind of causing this massive blooming to happen. But when you get rid of all the coins that are adjacent, yeah, this looks very... It becomes a little scary. Well, beautiful. This is exactly what we want. Precisely what we're looking for here. Nice. Cool. So we have like this... the lighting is actually kind of important. It's actually performing an important role in the game. Oh yeah, we need to apply that upgrade mechanic. That's the other thing too. Yeah, we're gonna have to do that. That's gonna be simple, but it's just a thing we have to do. Beautiful. I'm happy with that. And I mean, it's 2:35 right now. I need to get up for church early in the morning, so I didn't get as much done as I wanted to. I think we're just fiddling around with just some shader stuff. But hey, we made our light dev kit, our light system much more robust, so I'm happy with that. And we fixed an issue with the culling, and that could have been a very big deal. In fact, that was kind of a big deal, but I just kind of ignored it. But that's solved now, so I'm very happy with that. Pleased as punched. Oh. Okay. And then, so let's go back to our to-do list that we had. So we added line light to laser beams. We didn't make the drill animated. That'll be simple though. We didn't do a lot of this actually. But we did fix a secret final, or secret boss, which is so that counts. That counts for something, right? So I'm happy with that. Yeah, next stream we'll get more stuff done. Have a happy Sunday. Yeah, thank you, Syndicate. Hope you have a good one as well, guys. Hopefully you have a good one too, Syndicate, but also everyone else here. Hopefully you guys have a good Sunday or the end of your Saturdays. Not sure how it is. But yeah. Any questions before I pop off the stream, though? Feel free to reach out with anything. Have a wonderful night. It's pretty late here and I have to head to bed, but I subscribed and can't wait to see more. Thank you, Galaxy. I appreciate the sub and hopefully you have a good rest. And hopefully you have a good Sunday when you wake up as well. Vindicated, you're just being too subtle about it. Vindicated is the perfect word, Syndicate. That was the absolute perfect word. Pleasure as always. The pleasure's all mine, Kangaroo. Thank you for hanging out and watching. Yep. I think tomorrow I'm going to actually write a proper update on the Discord. I need to make the new website as well, so I can actually put updates there too. I don't like having all my updates be on the Discord. I want them to be in an independent place, but that's alright. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching. I always appreciate it. Hopefully you guys rest well. Enjoy your Saturday nights or Sunday mornings. And as always, God bless. And until next time, stay cozy. Bye-bye.